This is Travis Wing Goodsill, and it's comment and reply time. Yay! Alright, I just uploaded my version of the Law of Consecration, but because of YouTube and my target audience being attracted to Mormon topics, I had to word it with LDS Mormon Church, so we'll see how that does. Joseph Smith in and of itself is not doing well, because I did a video, DM Murdoch Bible theory versus Joseph Smith theory, and that's bombing. But LDS Mormon Church brought upon themselves their own curse. It's well on track to do well. Over 100 in just 10 hours. So we'll see how long that can keep up. And then from this morning, rather last night, Friday night, LDS Mormon comment replies, a moderate amount. Okay. So yeah, Joseph Smith lies, or church lies about Joseph Smith polygamy. That picked up, but it's still not on track to do well. Okay. So yeah, because the mailman took away my whole morning, that messed up my whole day. So LDS Bishop Sex Predator is doing well still after 2 days, but some other stuff that should do well is not doing well. Indulgences is slowing down, is behind on views necessary. Mormons must choose between church or Jesus. It's doing half as well as it should. Alrighty. People love their Mormon bishop sex predators. Alrighty. So yeah, I'll get to the comments here in just a second. Just reviewing the views. Nelson's P-tape is at 500 after 2 weeks. And why can't my girlfriend play too? So that wasn't the video. It's the Tale of Pink. That's the one that I was thinking of on the other video of where I like redheads comes from. It's the Tale of Pink. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. And brass plates found. It's not really doing well, but it's doing better than many others. So, yeah, I'll need to get back to those. And then the real LDS Church, or LDS Carthage conspiracy. Guys, that was an excellent video of mine. It's only at 300 after a month. More people were interested in Nelson turning the missionary program into hate and abuse was more exciting for people. It just passed 700 after 4 weeks. the big boys now. The stats, it's so close to 1,000. Oh, it's so close. Okay. And there we go. 3K still and 3.1K. Okay. Alrighty. Our first comment comes from LDS Church lies about Joseph Smith polygamy. We have a new person here, for sale it. Although I recognize, I think from somebody else's site. So I must have caught their attention that way. For sale it says, I appreciate your studies. I have a daughter I've never met, in whom I'm looking forward to meeting next year. She was adopted and raised LDS. Oh man, you took your daughter away to the Mormons and is now on a mission. I myself am a non-denominational Christian. This material, however, people look at it is fact. This material, however, people look at it is fact, and goes to show the character and development to whom Joseph Smith became to be. I see multiple thumbs down, thinking this to be offensive to some. Oh, it's Mormons who are offended by this. Which is strange, because you'd think the Mormons would want me to defend the church and Joseph Smith. But yet, no, they don't. Because it means that the church is wrong. Now, let's see. This people is the reality of Joseph Smith and has relevance to your souls. I would take this information seriously. All we need is to believe on the one and true Jesus. He is not found in this church. Alright, so they're agreeing that the church is wrong, but they're doing it from an outsider's perspective, saying, oh, the one true Christian Jesus is the one. Yeah, if you go to my other videos, you will know I'm speaking to Mormons, and so I'm not using Christian doctrine to denounce Mormonism. If you guys are familiar with Gerald and Sandra Tanner, I believe they're both now dead, but they were, before the internet age, were the big critics of the Mormon church. They had all the documentations and were publishing in their Utah ministries, and they were the big critics of the church, and they were still doing it, having been in Mormonism, but now they were Christians, and they were using their Christian newfound faith to denounce Mormonism, and in doing so, it was the wrong approach. And so, going through their materials, their big book on Mormonism, for example, they present the documentations against the church from the church's own archive. Well, it's not really the church's archives. They were able to find documentation of which, well, anyway. For example, they have the original Book of Commandments and are able to compare it with the Doctrine and Covenants and show how changes were made. And so when the church says that God never changes his laws, and, well, they say, well, yeah, he has. You guys changed the laws of God given originally and not just a few minor error corrections. It's massive changes. So in just presenting, they were fine. But then they threw in their Christian belief as to how it was really wrong. And you can't do that. If I were to go against a non-denominational Christian group, such as For Sale It is a part of, I would have to use the non-denominational Christian beliefs, theology, ritual, practice, traditions, etc. I can't use Mormonism to say, oh, non-denominational Christians are wrong because Mormonism says this. And that's what For Sale It is doing here, is they're using their non-denominational Christian view to disapprove of Mormonism. You can't do that. You got to go inside, infiltrate Mormonism, and expose them from within. And that's why I'm perfect for this. It's because I was born and raised Mormon and know all about everything in the church. And so I know exactly what's wrong because I've lived it. I've been a part of it. So yes, I agree with you that we both agree that the church is wrong, but not because of your non-denominational Christian viewpoint. That's an unsound argument. Alrighty. So it's interesting. So apparently there are already a number of thumbs down on that video. So that's interesting to know. Okay. This church is deceptive and will lead your soul astray. So please, people, pay attention to what Travis is trying to point out. Okay. Of course it seems offensive. It's what you believe. This isn't the first bit of information that shows the formation of Joseph Smith character. There is a lot out there. I say this with an honest, kind heart. People, please do your research. The truth is out there. Travis, nice work. Thank you for this. May Jesus bless you. Thank you. Okay. So, thanks. But be cautious about non-denominational Christian influence on the Mormons. Alrighty. Well, let's take a look at how many thumbs down there are in actuality. Because it was just under 100. We'll give you a thumbs up. Oh, it's equal. 5 and 5. Okay. Oh, Mormons, Mormons, Mormons. Will you ever learn? No, you won't. Because like I'm theorizing, the lead poisoning in your drinking water is causing your stupidity and your anger when people point out your stupidity. And you guys may think, oh, you're just being abusive. No, lead poisoning is really that serious. Just a little bit will ruin your body for the rest of its life. And then for women, 3 generations of children ruined, destroyed by lead poisoning. And so those of you out in Sandy, I'm surprised you didn't riot. You should have rioted. They murdered you. Okay, intruder. Okay, responding to a comment of mine from somebody else's video that another person commented yesterday. Travis Wayne Goodsell, definitely agree. And somehow, too, it's exposing a lot of devil's inner workings and authorities. Yeah, whatever it was that video was about. Somebody else's video. So much in a cloud of delusions and illusions we were. I doubt Trump and most of us will come out more looking for a deeper relationship with God. Okay. It's somebody else's video, so I'm not gonna comment or reply. There's nothing to answer or respond to. Oh, MD, she's back. Yay. So my Friday night comments, yeah, because MD had indicated to me that she listens to my comments at work, and so yeah, I'm doing these not only as a journal entry, but for MD, who likes to listen to them, even though they're long. Okay, my reply of the day with random factoids. Oh, you're not as young as I thought. Okay. You did not learn that awful song in primary where we sang the Articles of Faith? My weird ward did. IMO, in my opinion. Okay, thank you for explaining the IMO. Because all these text shortcut messaging, I have no idea. You know, WTF? What the is that? Epidemiology, the study of epidemics, origin, causes, and spreading of disease. Oh, epidemics, not epidermis, is what I was thinking. Okay, so that's different than what I was thinking of. But the study of epidermis was a good guess. Okay, so thank you for the correction. Origins, causes, and spreading of disease. Very interesting. So you are the true MD of MDs. Wow. All of us should be worshiping you. Because most doctors just treat symptoms rather than treating causes and origins and preventing the spreading of disease. Okay, cool. Cancer, specifically. Wow. Okay. So there is actually people legitimately trying to figure out the origins of, or trying to cure cancer. Good job. I've already watched Joseph Smith Polygamy. I'm here chilling and waiting on part 2. Sorry I didn't get it today. I don't know how to message you directly. This message and some others are more for you rather than the general public. You just go to my website, contact me that way. I can have a email messaging rather than me just giving out my Gmail account. You can just go to my website, www.travis-wayne-goodsell.com. It's at the end of all my videos. And it says member sign up, I think, still. I haven't corrected that yet. Just comment and I'll get it on my Gmail and I'll communicate via email. And so if there's things that you don't want to share with the general public, I can answer in private. Though you're apparently fine communicating through comment sections if you are. It doesn't matter. If there's other things that you don't want me to discuss on these comments, that's fine. I'm not very tech savvy either. 5-year-old niece comes around, though, she can typically show me how to navigate apps and whatnot more effectively. Yeah, I don't know why we don't put our children into the tech field. Put them to work and make a lot of money for the family. Screw the child labor laws. I mean, if they can do a better job, why not? So if there's a button to click to message you directly, I obviously have not found it yet. Yeah, just go to my website. The home page, just scroll down to the bottom, unless I've moved it back to the top. Let me check for you. www. Equality, not majority, diversity, nor security. That's a political plug there, if anybody's not caught that. See, majority has to do with democracy. We don't want democracy. Not diversity, which is Democrat. We don't want security, which is Republican. We want equality, which is constitutional. Alrighty. Comments. Other stuff. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you got to go down a ways. It's after the is that Declaration of Independence? Yeah, Declaration of Independence. And past Hitler video. We are at war. Why is no one fighting? And there it is. It's still called membership submission. Okay. So yeah, you just put in your name, email, and a comment if your email is weird, so that I wouldn't recognize you as MDHHTHH. And so just say, hey, it's me, MDHHTHH, and I'll see it in my Gmail replies that somebody had contacted me, and I'll be able to email you from then on out. But then I won't get to see your comments. I'm sure you'll still do that too. Alrighty. Let's see. So if they're super random fact that cracked me up, and you may enjoy also, DesNat, yeah, can now be found in the Urban Dictionary. Oh man, we can't give them that power. And to quote Urban Dictionary, and I apologize if you don't want this wording in your comments section, DesNat, people who aren't pussies about following God's prophets. Oh man. They're also on YouTube. I found Deseret Nation, as the channel is called. So if this is the guy on YouTube, he's been around for a little while, and he's not your typical Mormon looking. He's not your clean-cut missionary, if you know what I mean. But all he does is he does harmless stuff from the titles. I've not watched any of his videos, so I don't know what's in the content. And I wasn't even going to try to bring it up because I didn't want attention drawn to him, if he's the one. But yeah, he's making commentary about how great the Mormon religion, doctrine, principles, Book of Mormon is. So, yeah. Alrighty. But yeah, there's great concern because people are saying we need to murder apostates and critics and non-Mormons. And oh, Jennifer Flowers, she lives in Utah, or Idaho, sorry. Awesome. Yeah, I love Rexburg. The southeastern part of Idaho is just gorgeous country. So yeah, and the potatoes are the best. You know, those Washington potatoes don't even compare. And Idaho has the postcards to prove it. But no, they are better potatoes by far. So awesome. Well, thank you, Jennifer Flower. Alrighty. And Deanna Murdoch, Skip. Is this your full-time job? I guess yes. What is it you're trying to do here, guy? I don't understand your question. I don't get paid for any of my YouTube videos, if that's what you're asking. But yes, I spend my full time informing the public. As an author, which I do get royalties through Amazon, but video blogger, video blogger through YouTube, and so I guess they call it vlogging, and then website blogger, where I could sell stuff, but I can't get people to access them for the free stuff. So, oh well. So I'll respond to Skip here. I guess the answer is yes, but I don't get paid here on YouTube. So, should I quit my day job? Mormons say, yeah, woo, quit the day job. Leave us alone to commit atrocities across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawling in search of Mormon blood to terrorize Mormon neighborhoods. Oh, we miss you, Michael Jackson. I hope the accusations were just accusations and not really serious. J. Rose TBS from LDS Mormon Church, State of Utah, still practicing slavery. You're misguided. Slavery is legal for prisoners according to the Constitution. Yeah, for prisoners, but it's still being practiced for those who aren't prisoners. I was a slave being locked up for 6 years of my life without a trial, actually considering me a legal prisoner. So I'm sorry, J. Rose TBS, you're misguided. Your little white privilege can't quite tell if that's a painting picture or if that's actually you. But it's of a white man. That's distinctive enough. Oh, there's more. Why didn't my email say this? Because you edited it and so it didn't show up here. People are incarcerated, are forced to work for no pay over all the country. Yes and no. No in the sense that they do get paid, but it's far less than minimum wage. I don't know about the prison condition, but I knew about the jail condition. Utah made even that illegal. No. 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 Utah did not make it illegal. And Utah allows all sorts of employee discrimination for businesses. So what? They're actually doing away with any sort of slavery, no exemptions. This video was in response to a Utah news that said that Utahns had gone through the laws of Utah and found that they still had slavery legal on the books. So Utah did not make it illegal, because they just found it, and it's now going through the legislature to overturn. I haven't heard anything since this video. So they may have just dropped it and not proceeded any further in the courts. So yeah, J. Rose TBS, you're wrong, man. Which isn't true for every state. So there are other states that still have this exemption in their constitution. You should research more. Dude, this comes from a local news story. This is not my hyperbole. Utah had legalized slavery still on their books, and I haven't heard of the legislature overturning it yet. Second, I'm a personal witness to Utah's enslavement agenda. Being incarcerated for 6 years of my life without ever having a trial to be found guilty of anything. I had a job for a time, which of course paid far less than the minimum wage. You cannot gaslight me as a first-person witness. Do your own research. So, I'm expecting that J. Rose TBS will be deleted, because nobody wants to be confounded in somebody else's channel where they attack them. Alright. Let's clear the notifications. Okay, apparently I have one more left. What? Steve Smith? Okay, that must be under the other one. Okay. Alrighty. And last, with 3, we have LDS Mormon Church brought upon themselves their own curse, which is popular out of the gates. Some yogurt for dinner at 7:30. Okay, Jennifer Flower. It's a pendulum they create on purpose. Pit and the Pendulum. Awesome movie. It's a movie about what happened during the Spanish Inquisition. So yeah, it's horrible. It's like watching Schindler's List. So, you know, it's the Schindler's List of the Spanish Inquisition. Pit and the Pendulum. It's a difficult movie to find because it's out of print. I believe Amazon might sell a new release or a used version. Let's check it for you. Oh man. Okay. Oh yeah. Got an order out there. Pit and the Pendulum DVD. There's a book, so we can get the book version also. Okay, they've got it in a Vincent Price collection, The Pit and the Pendulum, Tales of Terror, The Raven. It's DVD. It doesn't look like it's a Prime Video though, but it's in another double feature, The Fall of the House of Usher and The Pit and the Pendulum, for $50 if you're willing to spend that much money. And here's a reversion of it, reboot. Huh. Not familiar with this version. It was 2011 when I was incarcerated. So that's $7. So that might be interesting to check out. For $7, I'd have to check to see which source of money I would have to use to get it. So we'll hold off on that. And then here's a trilogy of Vincent Price movies for $20. Here's Pit and the Pendulum all by itself. It's from 1961 and it's $22. Here's a reboot, Edgar Allan Poe's The Pit and the Pendulum, an unrated version for $12. I'm not familiar with that one either, because 2009 when I was incarcerated as a slave, or rather being removed from society. Here's a double feature. It's $8, but it's not a Amazon, so it'll take a week or so to get it. And then there's another company selling a 5-movie Vincent Price collection. Okay, and then Overboard. Why is Overboard in Pit and the Pendulum? Amazon. $20 and then $10 for a double feature. War Gods of the Deep. Ooh. Here's a Chinese version, a Kim Tai Hun Pit and the Pendulum. Not familiar with that one. That one's a $10 one. So yeah, it's the Vincent Price version. Then Witches and Warlocks has Witchcraft 13. Blood of the Chosen. There are a couple of witchcraft movies that have not transformed over to digital or DVD yet. I don't think 13 would be in that. 7 I know is still VHS. Witchcraft. Okay, 6 and 7. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Alrighty, so you can buy it. That has it available on Prime. You've got to get it with other videos to get the lower price than the $50 price all by itself. Okay. And apparently there's a reboot that I was unaware of previously. Alright. The brain does not register the word not. So when someone says do not look at porn, as an example, the brain hears look at porn over and over. Yep. That's what Mormons are doing. They're causing the problem. It creates a believer that then agrees that they are a born sinner. Yeah. That's part of my Mormons are perfect, even though the church tells them otherwise. That video, that's not the exact title, but yeah, I mean, the ritual that Joseph Smith originally intended, which was altered by Brigham Young, so we don't know Joseph's original, which was stripped of many of its features, current features. It was intended to purify and perfect the human, the man, mankind, woman too. And so for the church to have the temple ritual, which violates all laws of Christianity, even non-denominational Christianity, they still attack the Mormons, the members, saying that they're sinners, that they're evil. They have to pay tithing in order to be cleansed of their sins through the temple, through paying of tithing. You know this, Mormons. The Sale of Indulgences video. And you have to pay a full tithe in order to get your temple recommend. And then they even back it up with a tithing settlement at the end of the year to verify you are paying a full tithing, of which if you're not, they take away your membership or your temple recommend. And thus, they are selling indulgences. And it's only one, the exaltation in the celestial kingdom in the Mormon theology. They are taking it from you and forcing you to pay them money in order for you to be forgiven as a sinner, even though you've gone through the temple and have been cleaned and perfected. It's the most horrifying thing a religion can do, as the Book of Mormon tells you. And you guys aren't making the connection that that's what's being done to you. But I pointed out in the video, but apparently Mormons aren't paying attention. Alrighty. So, sorry Jennifer, I got riled up from your recognition. It puts the brain in dissonance, so it cannot think for itself. It creates black and white thinking. This is what used to be known as sorcery magic, or casting spells on people. Yes, it's the common denominator of all religions, is called idolatry. Alright, the leaders are essentially sorcerers. Oh, Warlock Nelson, I have a question. Hilarious. So, yeah, I want to find out how many thumbs down are on my sale of indulgences. Come on, lighting. What's wrong with you? Alrighty. And my channel. My channel, 'tis of thee. Alright. Where's indulgences? Okay. 6. 6 Mormons disapprove. You guys, I've already done the video. I've done several different variations of the video. Your hatred is what's wrong with the church. Your putting thumbs down is what's wrong with the church. And you guys don't get it. You just keep going on, proving the church is false. It just blows the mind. Man. Mormon hatred, I tell ya. Alright, Steve Smith. Heavenly Father made Satan an important angel just so he could go bad and take 1/3 of the host of heaven. No, God didn't make him. Dude, Steve, am I going to have to delete this? Because this is horrible doctrine you're presenting here. God made Hitler to start World War II? Oh my hell. What is wrong with you, Steve? God made certain stake presidents just so that they can call certain bishops to be pedophiles? Okay. Whew. I was worried, Steve. Sorry, religion is a box full of crap wrapped up with a pretty gold bow. Whew. I was worried, man. Because Mormons believe this. I was having a Sunday school group discussion because all the Sunday school classes, one, was all filled up. It was the older singles ward, and we had record-breaking church sacrament attendance because everybody was looking for they called it the meat packing, or the meat factory. And yeah, everybody was looking for a hookup rather than an eternal marriage. But anyway, the Sunday school was packed. No room in the inn. And this was before they made several Sunday schools throughout the building to go to. And so, not having any place to go, there were a few of us who had no place to go. And I said, I'm just going to go into this other Relief Society room, because they had 2 Relief Societies, 2 Elders Quorum presidencies, and so we went into the one room, and we just sat and had a discussion. I was not instructing the class. I want to make that clear. But we just decided to discuss what was supposed to be today's Sunday school, that day's Sunday school lesson, and so that we could participate in Sunday school even though we were kicked out of the Sunday school class. And of course, the branch president, not the bishop, he was only a branch president level, he called me in. I understand you were teaching a Sunday school class. You were not called to that position. I was not teaching a Sunday school class. There was a few of us who were denied entrance into Sunday school, and so we had a discussion while we waited for it to end, so that we can go to our various priesthood and Relief Society classes. Dumbass bishop. And yeah, he's the bishop who took away my temple recommend because I chose to go back to my family ward. And so, yeah, he was an evil dictator. He forced the sacrament bread be white and white only. I'm sure there was no white supremacy involved in his decision making, because he considers white to be the pure color. And And yes, the men who passed the sacrament and blessed the sacrament had to wear the white shirts. No other colors, no other types of shirts were acceptable. And he was the one who told me directly, I've never even read the Book of Mormon. Yeah. And you're the bishop, or the branch president equivalent. Yeah, I'm sure the church was true, and you were chosen to lead your congregation as inspired by God through the stake president. So, yeah. And so, yeah, in that group discussion, one of the guys who decided to join made the comment that Lucifer was called of God to be Lucifer. And I just looked at him with a stern voice and stare. No. And he shut up after that. But unbelievable that people could even think that way. That people would be called to be evil. No one is called to be evil. Not even in the Mormon theology, Mormons. Unbelievable. All right, so you saved yourself at the end there, Steve. Okay. El Stevo Mac. Okay. Watch the Netflix movie Abducted in Plain Sight. I don't get Netflix. I'm not going to get Netflix. I watch what Amazon provides, or CBS, because they require all access, independent of whatever cable sat or whatever system I have to access the internet. So tell me the church didn't know the pedophile wasn't a threat. Oh, I don't need to watch the movie to know that the church knows. Of course they know. And that's why I bring it up in that video, is that the church is responsible, because they teach what Jennifer was pointing out, that they tell the members, no, it's evil, it's bad, taboo, stay away, don't do it. And of course Mormons are going to do it. But not just that. Notice that the spokesman for the church comes out and says it's bad for members and local leaders to do. Sort of left somebody out of the equation, the leaders of the church. The ones who get paid, who are not lay ministry. Sort of forgot that part, Mr. Spokesman for the church. And so just like Trump, he loves to comment on that homosexual Democrat actor who wanted a pay raise and fooled everybody with a fake beating. You know, Trump got right on that. Oh, see, fake. But when it came to the alt-right Republican supporter of Trump, who was intent on destroying the world, I have nothing to say about him. Huh? Yeah, that's the church. You know? And with this DesNat organization, the church is silent on making a statement about them, denouncing them. So yeah, I don't need to watch some other movie about the church leaders knowing about the pedophilia that's going on. They have to deal with it in the settlements. All these decades, they've been settling court cases, which means that the people have to sign a non-disclosure agreement so that they don't reveal how much they got paid and that their case was settled. But yeah, this is a horrible nightmare in Utah that is being covered up. Thus, the thumbnail was the perfect picture to find. So, yeah. So sorry, dude, I don't do Netflix. Even though people think it's what caused the destruction of Blockbuster Video. No, it wasn't. It was Blockbuster Video that caused the destruction of Blockbuster Video. They could have survived and thrived despite Netflix and Redbox. But they chose to destroy their business. It just boggles my mind. And then, of course, one of their CEOs or CFOs or whatever decides to steal from the company. Oh, man. Dude, all you had to do was follow our store's example. That's all you had to do. You came and saw our store. I shook your hand. And then you go and steal from the company rather than following our pattern for everybody else in your company. Dude, you blew it. Again, guys, I would have helped the church save multi-millions of dollars if they just would have listened to me. I saved them with Beehive clothing and redesigning the warehouse. I mean, if you don't understand how much money a company saves by improving the quality of production, it's unbelievable. And for the church and Blockbuster not to listen to me, it just blows my mind. We turned that store that Blockbuster intended to destroy and do away with. We turned it into a $1 million business. A $1 million business during the time of Redbox. During the time of the internet starting to take hold. $1 million business. Our sales, everybody was coming to our store because of the way we set it up. And Blockbuster blew it. They destroyed everything. You know, they wanted money, but apparently they didn't want to do it our way. That was turning a single store that had never been a $1 million business because of its location. And we turned it into a $1 million store. And they just threw it all away. It's like, you guys don't want money? But yet you're stealing money? What's going on? And the church, they want money because they pay less than 1% in charity. So obviously the church wants money. But they lost $1 million the first year with those conveyor things. And I told them, don't do it. Not for the PIC line. It will not work. Oh, you're not a PhD in business finance, Travis. Business management. We're not listening to you. We know better. We know how to make money. That's our educational field. Okay, I told you so. So yes, going back to El Stevo, which I'm sure is his real name, El Stevo Mac. Probably a cousin to Fleetwood Mac. I don't know. Maybe it is a real name. Who knows anymore? He doesn't have a picture. So. I love Fleetwood Mac. I miss their songs. I should probably listen to The Chain, because that has special fond memories for me. Driving from Canada, moving to Utah, we had kids in the back, and I was driving, and we had the radio on, and on comes Fleetwood Mac's The Chain, and then Clayton, who's can't remember his exact age, but he's around 2 years old, and out of his mouth comes a word from the song. Out of all the words to pick, he chose that one word to repeat. Oh man, Stephanie, the woman formerly called my wife, just freaked out. And so we couldn't listen to music for the rest of the trip. Oh man. Oh, I miss my kids. That damn woman. Okay. This has been another production of Travis Wayne Goodsell's Comments, Replies. And I know it's safe at the end of this hour-long video because there's a few select of you who make it this far. Alrighty. That was funny. Oh man. That brought me to tears. Alrighty. So, yeah, Jennifer, or, yeah, Jennifer 10 too, if you want to contact me through the email. But, MD, yeah, just go to my, website and go to members submission, whatever that says. It's a comments. And we can talk through Gmail. Okay. Good night.